Welcome, everyone, to the Primeval Cast, Episode 8. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Louie. What's up, Louie?
Hey.
All right, so we're about to talk about the second episode of Primeval Season 2, which is actually considered the 8th episode. So, basically, the episode starts off with Helen, basically in the past, getting breakfast. Because it's not like you can go to a shopping mall or someplace to eat. So you basically got to hunt for food. So she sees, oh, okay, I want some eggs. So she wants to steal I guess it's a pterodactyl's egg.
Yeah, from
right.
Like the one from episode 5.
Right. So she basically tries to take the egg, and of course the mother flies at her. And she tries to take the knife and hold it up so when the pterodactyl comes, it cuts the whole stomach open. But the force of it basically knocks her, messes up, I guess, her shoulder, and also her leg gets cut. Okay? Now, I'm not really sure why, because you see blood with her leg. I don't know if she's poisoned or something, because for some reason, she takes the knife and stabs her leg.
It is a weird one.
I don't really understand why she did that.
I want to tell a story on this. As a kid watching this, so hyped for the episode.
Right.
Second episode, second series, I watched it. This scared me so much as a kid. I stopped watching. I didn't watch the episode. I watched the next episode next week, but I was petrified. I had to get someone to watch because I thought she cut her leg off.
Right.
It's weird how it's shot. Like you don't actually. She just kind of gets a knife and stabs it in her leg.
And I don't understand. I still don't understand why she did that.
It's like, is it because of bacteria?
I don't know. Like, is she trying to? Was there pincers in there or something that she basically was cutting out?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or maybe like she's just doing it for the attention for Steven to make it look worse than it is.
You know what? That's a good idea. Maybe she did that
because she's very manipulative. So
you know what? I think you hit the nail on the head. I think she made her wound worse, basically for Steven. So we get that, and then of course it goes to the credits. I love that theme music. I gotta tell you.
Are you glad they kept it?
It's exciting. It gets you excited. You know, the faces form with the shards of the anomaly, so that's pretty cool. Episode starts after the credits where Nick Cutter, Professor Cutter, is just like this, and he just replays the moments from the end of the last episode that we didn't get to see afterwards. And he's like, you're Claudia Brown, you're Claudia Brown. And he started acting like a lunatic because he's just like, I know you, Claudia Brown, you're not Jenny Lewis. And he's starting to freak everybody out.
He's like, I know you don't know, and I know you think you're this person, but you're not. You're a woman called Claudia Brown. And she's like,
no, I'm not. I'm Jenny Lewis. And Connor has to basically say, oh, can we talk about the the anomaly tracker? Yeah, I think that'll be nice. You know, so Connor is like the voice of reasoning to, get the professor out of a jam, really. And, he's just, this poor guy had no time to adjust to this new reality. He's so confused, but it doesn't matter about anything else. All we have in his head that his girlfriend, basically, to be Claudia Brown, is erased from history. And he's pretty upset by it. He's destroyed by it. We get to see there is a building where they have these ad executives that are trying to, this boss with his assistant lady and the other guy, and he basically is trying to sell to this, I guess, Japanese company, whatever company it is overseas, this drink that they're trying to promote. And while this happens, the anomaly appears in the building. And what the difference of this anomaly is, this smoke comes out of this anomaly and starts to spread throughout the floors, basically causing the fire alarm to go off. What we learn is that there's these old, ancient, I guess, worms that need the sulfur and everything to breathe. So it clogs the whole thing, and they're swimming in this stuff, and they kill this guy that's by the elevator. And then the fire department goes in, they kill the fire guy, and the fire lady is left, in a panic with the axe, doesn't know what the hell to do. The boss tells his workers they can't leave regardless of there being a fire, possibly. So he just walks out to see what's going on. He gets killed, and they witness this. And they're trying to sell this soft drink to this company without losing the deal, because it
It's a
could
bit
make
silly.
it. Well, in a way, it could make or break their company. Nobody wants to be unemployed. So while they're trying to have to deal with this, where their future's in jeopardy of losing this ad campaign and losing their jobs, at the same time, they're worried about their lives, because their lives could be over if there's a fire and they burn to death. They don't know at this point. So basically, the ARC gets word. I guess Leak finds out that there's a anomaly sighting. So he's like, all right, it's at this place. So right after that, we have Connor and Abby are in this movie store, and they're trying to decide what movie they're going to watch. Of course, Connor wants to see geeky movies that Abby she wants to watch a romance stuff. Which, dude, if you would have watched a romance movie with her, maybe you could have got closer to Abby. You ever think of that? No, you don't think like that. So because you want to watch like horror and space movies, you don't get the girl. At least, well, you probably won't. So then she leaves, and he's picking a movie, and then of course there's this girl just right there that's starting to flirt with him. Her name is Caroline, and she starts flirting with him, and then he brings her home to Abby's home, which he's living off her. How do you do that? You know? So she's like, who's this? You know, immediately it's the jealousy a little bit. Like, even though they're not together, it's like they're kind of like living together. So it's like, well, why is this affecting our, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to go because they get the phone call. So she writes down her number on Connor's arm and tells him to call her. So basically we see then Nick and Jennifer Lewis basically talking, you know, and he's just like, I guess he's just confused. He tries to kick it to her. Why you don't, I can't look at you, trying to he really thinks that even reality's changed, that everything is the same. She's single and all this other stuff. He has no idea yet. So he's trying in a way, okay, I can't fix this, let me try to get closer with her. Not really working, whatever, you know? And we get, well, why don't you talk? Why don't you jump in?
Well,
too much.
she's getting annoyed with him because he's kind of looking at her because he's so, like, this is Claudia Brown, I know it is. And she's like, stop looking at me like that. He's like what? And she's like, you know me. And he's like trying to explain it to her. And she starts complimenting Lester. And then he's like, do you know what? Yeah, you're not the person I thought you were, because Claudia would never, ever compliment Lester.
Right.
And Connor and Abby join.
Well, let's go back to Steven. Steven.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Steven goes to his apartment before he gets the call, and he finds Helen on the floor in his bathroom. She's like, listen, I'm in trouble. I just need to clean up and heal, you know, and I need to whatever. So, you know, she's
got a new hairdo.
She's got this short hairdo, which she probably stopped off at the haircut place before she went back to the thing. She cut her hair like that. Although they said it makes it look like rough, like she cut it herself in the past, because it's all like all over the place, wild. So, you know, she basically showers and everything, and she's trying to heal up. And he's like, I want you out, like, in a day, because that's it. When I come back,
she's
you
like
got me
rolling
going.
around in the bed.
Yeah, she's like naked in the bed, trying to get him excited. And he's like, I want you out in a day. That's it, you know. So he joins up with Nick, and just continue, Louie.
He doesn't say a thing.
Of course he doesn't, which I'm not really happy about that.
Yeah, it's like if
I'm getting annoyed by
having an affair with your best friend's wife for the last 8 years, surely once it comes out in the open and she comes back, you should let him know.
Right.
You need to get the honesty out, because that friendship's dying as it is. You're just making it worse. Like, they'll go to this building where these worms are taking over in the fog, and there's a firewoman, and you see Jenny kind of doing her thing, really, which is stopping the press.
PR person, yeah.
Which is interesting, because
more than Claudia would.
Yeah, because it's a different job, I suppose, to what Claudia had. Yeah. Like, what did you think of that?
I like that they showed the strength of her. that she has a purpose. She takes control of the situation. She won't back down to anybody, a man, anybody. She just like tells them what to do, and it's for some reason they just like, okay, like they're scared of her because of her authority.
Them.
Yeah, like she don't care, and they're like, okay,
your men will be fired if anyone's
okay,
here.
and they're like, okay, whatever you want. You know, I like that. So they encounter the creature, and you know, it's like the weirdest thing they've ever seen.
Did you like the concept?
It's very odd. I mean, did they say what era it was from? It was from way back.
The earliest.
The earliest, which they don't even know what the hell the name of the period is. But they just know it's from the past. So it's like, well, what the hell? You know, we often know history books about dinosaurs and stuff, but they never really talk about before dinosaurs, like where there weren't creatures, insects, super huge ants or whatever. I mean, like, you don't even know. So like, this is something that, you know, we don't really know anything about, you know, even though it can technically exist. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. And then they come across where like, okay, Nick gets separated from Steven, but not before they get the fire lady out of there. You know, they use the axe. Connor tries to get this device from Leek to get rid of the smoke. He doesn't help. So then they decide, let's go to the garden area to get a garden equipment that sucks up the air. And they bump into the cleaner guy from the previous episode that had his neck slashed by a raptor. And Connor immediately is like, that's the clean, you know. The guy's like, I just work all over the place or whatever, like a stupid excuse. And it was so busy that he couldn't really get into it talking to Abby about it because they had to run and help out, you know.
Yeah, that's a good twist.
So they wound up meeting up with, well, here's the thing. Steven and Professor Cutter get separated. And then Jenny has to come up there. And he's like, listen, whatever you do, Professor Cutter says, Nick says, whatever you do, take the stairs. Do not take the elevator. Listen to me when I'm telling you. And of course, she's like, I'm not taking all those stairs. The hell with this. She does her own thing because she never had anybody probably in her life that told her what to do. She always took charge. So even in her, with her fiance, you know, well, we're going to talk about that later. So nobody in her life is really telling her what to do. Even Lester lets her do her own thing, you know. So she takes the elevator, and it also causes a problem for Steven because Steven is climbing the elevator shaft and he can get killed by the elevator. Okay.
Serious.
Yeah, so it's like she winds up getting attacked. Nick has to save her. Okay. And he screams at her, I told you to take the stairs. Next time you do what I tell you to do, you're dead, basically. You know? So
and she tells him like, she's like, why are you risking your life for Steven? Like, after the affair with Helen, like most people.
Right, and he shows what a better person he is. You know?
And he's like, yeah. She's like, you're the team leader. Like, it's not very sensible. We need you. And he's like, yeah, you're right. You stay here and be sensible. And
yeah. But she gets, I mean, this is her first creature.
She doesn't, I don't think she really believes it.
Right.
I think she thinks her just kind of exaggerating the situation.
Until she sees it herself. Then she's freaked out. But like, then she doesn't want to lose her job. She really loves her job. So
it's like grabbing her hair.
Yeah.
And, it's grabbing.
Oh, yeah. Then there's another scene where Khan almost loses his friggin' head. The worm creature like sucks his head. And he almost loses his whole head. That Professor Cutter just stabs the friggin' thing with the axe above. Thank God he knew pinpoint accuracy where to stab it, or else he would have chopped Connor in the head. That was pretty funny. And I'm glad too that Connor is wearing the attire that we're used to that Connor wears. It's kind of like settling, like, yeah, it's the same Connor. You know what I'm saying?
Back to basics.
Yes, it's not an alter reality. It's in Connor, just whatever. So we find out that they wind up saving the executives, the ad lady and the ad guy, but not the boss. The boss died, but they got the deal. They got the soda. They made it out. And they figure out, we got to get this smoke out of here because this is what's making them alive, the worms.
So they can't survive in the air.
Yeah, Abby and Connor go through the air ducts. Meanwhile, Nick is trying to get to Steven, okay, to help him. And Steven's like jumping on desks and whatever. And it turns out that, you know, Jenny Lewis, Nick, and Steven are fighting off all these friggin' worms. And it turns out like these things with the worms try to, like, I guess it's babies or whatever, starts zapping them.
Because all the air's going out.
It's dissipating, so they
turned up the heat, which makes them spawn. So they
so they spawn. So they try to burrow in their skin. Like
they implode.
Hosts. Yeah, so they're ripping them off and ever, and
it's disgusting.
Yeah, and the funny thing too is like Connor's so messed up. Like after he does this, he's washing his hands and everything. He doesn't realize he washed the girl's number away. So he's flipping out about that.
It's hilarious. But like with all the worms burrowing in, like they have to wash them off with the water. So he puts the lighter up and he's like, "Oh," she's like, Jenny's screaming like, "Ugh!"
And now she's soaking wet.
And he's like, "Oh, Claudia, are you okay?" And she's like, "Stop calling me Claudia." And she's like, "I'm fine."
The funny thing is, like, Steven's like, "Listen, dude, we really need to talk to people about this because this is getting out of hand. We have no handle on this. And if the sooner we don't," and then Professor Carter's like, "Listen, unfortunately, Lester's right. We can't do this. It will cause mass hysteria. Things will get worse. Let's just handle it for now. Let's get the device built." Of course, to leave it out, Professor Carter went to Lester to build the device for funding, and he said that Connor could do it, and they did it. They approved it. So after all this stuff happens, Nick Cutter basically feels, I'm going to go see Jenny Lewis, and maybe me and her will be together. She's Claudia Brown. And he finds out that she has a fiance. And he's embarrassed, and he kind of leaves. And then you see in a car that friggin' Helen's,
It's such a sad scene because he's
you see, before that, you see Steven knows she's not in the apartment anymore. Like, she left. But then you see her in the car. Yeah, she got a car, sure.
She's plotting something.
What are you doing, you crazy ass? You know what I'm saying?
You can just tell she's doing. She's up to something bad.
The good thing is Connor, he's so upset that he's not going to see this girl. The girl comes back, and he gets her number again, and things are, he wants to hook up with this girl, Caroline.
And Abby gets a bit jealous, I think.
Yeah, that starts. It's a start of they were used to living each other. That may change. Who knows what will happen? So again, I love this episode. It was unique because the creatures are unique, and the characters, the secondary characters were unique. The Fire Lady, I mean, all that stuff fit. It fit together. It was really nice episode that really fit together perfectly.
It pushed it forward.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Still like top marks. I still like 10 out of 10. Like, this was great. I had no problem with this episode.
Just going back to that scene at the end where he knocks on Jenny's door, it's kind of really sad, bittersweet, I suppose, because he's after 8 years of being alone, he's finally found someone in Claudia Brown.
But he's got the picture too.
Yeah, it's like she disappears. He thinks that she's gone, and then she comes back.
You show them the picture. Like, I don't understand why you can't.
I think he was going to, but then like he saw the fiance, and he's just like, do you know what? There's no point. Like, everything's moved on, and like I think he just thinks that because Claudia's back in Jenny, it's like he can start it again. He's got a bit of hope, and then she's taken, so it's kind of like back to square one.
And she's starting to, like, this is the first episode, so she's not looking like she did when she first appeared. She's trying to get a little more relaxed, a little bit, just starting out, looking a little bit differently.
She knows it's not very practical to wear high heels.
Right, she's going to start changing her appearance, So, again, great episode. And guys, you're missing out. If you're not watching Primeval, I mean, I know it's not on the air right now, but that may change. So, check out, Primeval Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5. There's a new world, all this stuff, all these different things I'm going to get into. But check them out and, try to get the show back.
Especially with no Doctor Who this year is a great excuse.
I mean, we only got a Christmas special. So, I mean, let's push it forward. Great show that Louie introduced me to. I mean, come on. I don't just create casts for anything. I mean, it's got, Louie. I mean, Doctor Who has a cast, everything has a purpose.
You're very serious with your...
So I don't just create casts for anything. I mean, I don't even do other casts that I should be doing. So I really, really love the episode. and the series, and that's why we're doing the Primeval Cast. We're doing it having fun for the first time watching it. Like me and Louie's already seen them, so it's interesting for him to see my take on it.
Yeah, it's
And-
really interesting.
And we want to hear what you have to say. Make some comments. You want to
I
come
know
on?
we've had some comments. I know when I looked at episode 6, there was some comments.
I think in the next special we'll do that. We'll do comments and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll do a special where we do season 2 wrap up and we'll do the comments. I think that would be a fitting thing. And you know what?
Yeah.
If this just takes off and we get enough people that want to join the show, maybe we'll do spin-off casts. Like we'll do like the Rehoovians Cast Unlimited. We'll do Primeval Unlimited. We'll have each person member of the Primeval Cast, and we'll have them talking about their love about the show. I think I would hope that we could get to that point, you know. But we'll see. We'll try. So check out Primeval, and then check out our casts where we talk about the whole episode. And leave your comments below. And please subscribe. Matrixlord212. Thank you. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.